Because I review various kinds of media, I see myself as a consumer advocate. And recently I was at the forefront of this very discussion regarding the self-destruction of Netflix. See, a few months back during summer, Netflix unveiled a new exciting plan to split their services, move the DVD streaming away from each other. So you get DVDs by mail or you get streaming, and that's it. And, oh yeah, the price goes up by about double. Now, of course, I didn't like this, and I took to Twitter, and I got a top tweet for the Dear Netflix trending topic, which means I'm an expert now. So anyhow, a little bit more time goes by, everybody's getting upset, they're projected to lose 1 million customers, and then Star says, you know what, we've been providing this streaming content for Netflix, and we want to renegotiate some contract, and oh, you know what happens? This doesn't work out, so Starz is leaving in February. So here's your options now. You can either pay for this streaming service and get less stuff, which, by the way, most of the things I wanted to see were not available streaming. Or you can get DVD by mail. People not liking this even more so, but it's not getting quite the same buzz. Then yesterday, another bombshell gets dropped by co-founder / CEO Reed Hastings. He says, you know what, consumers? You guys just misunderstood me. And he says this via crappy YouTube video, of which the one you're watching is of higher production value. So, he says that we misunderstand. His grand scheme was to split this up so there was a subsidiary Qwickster, and that they were going to have their own website. So there's going to be a Qwickster.com and Netflix.com. And Qwickster is going to handle the DVDs, all those movies by mail, and yeah, they're going to have games too, which actually sounds kind of cool, although they drug their feet on this long enough. So, what does this mean? Not only are you paying more for the same service you were getting a year ago, which will soon be less when Starz pulls out, you are going to have to manage 2 queues. You get your Netflix streaming and your DVD, all on a separate site for your less convenience. Now imagine what this would be like if you want to watch a movie, and I'm going to use an example here, The Expendables. Say if I want to watch The Expendables, what do? Well, first, I then have to go to Netflix and see if it's available as streaming. And that's if I'm continuing the same plans. Then, if it's not, I go to Qwickster and try to get it lined up to receive it by mail. That's not convenient at all. I have 2 queues fighting each other for my attention. That's no good. Now, where does this leave the consumer? Well, for one thing, I don't want to have to be doing both, okay? I'm currently a Netflix customer because my new rate hike doesn't kick in until the 27th. I'm strongly looking at leaving. In fact, it'll take a miracle for me to stay. The simple fact is that Netflix ran Blockbuster out of business. There's no video stores near me. I cannot pick up a video instantly anymore, okay? So I've got that option taken away from me. I can get Netflix streaming with less content and try to be satisfied. I can get the Qwickster and get games included. I don't know at what rate I can get these games because I got away from Gamefly because, heck, it took 2 months to get a new title from them. I also have to deal with the fact that the U.S. Post Office is slowing down. They're going to probably take away a whole day or 2 from their calendar. So that means anything you get by mail is going to take maybe 50% longer to get to you. So we're not winning in that regard either. We can't go somewhere else, and streaming gets to be a whole nother problem because all of our providers of internet service are looking at a serious cap of data usage. A cap or slowing down or some kind of penalty for using the internet. I don't know about you, but I'm on the internet a lot. If I combine this with the bandwidth needed to stream content from Netflix, what happens to you and I? What happens when we have to watch something and all of a sudden it costs us $30 because of some penalty incurred through some sort of system Comcast is looking to put together? There's just no way for us to win unless we give up on watching movies. The movie studios, they leaned on Netflix. They said, look, you're going to have to increase these rates to everybody because we're going to charge you more for using our movies. Getting our movies from us, putting them on the streaming content, all this stuff. It's going to cost you more. So Netflix caved. They leaned on us. They already had everybody else out of business, so what the heck are we to do? The chain of viewing is still in place. There's no good reason for movies to go to a movie theater. All of us have very capable TVs at home to be watching these. They just want the same earnings as in past. You know, that's what 3D is all about, is to get you to go back to the movie theater. If horrible movies keep coming out and making money because it's easy with their chains of distribution going from theater to home TV, what are we to do about this? Demand higher production value? Demand a finer product? I like to think that I'm already trying to get us on board with this, but it's just not taking. And with Netflix doing this to everybody else, that was probably your cheap entertainment. It's cheaper than spending $30 or whatever it is to go see IMAX 3D. I think that what we can do right now is just pray that more companies get involved. If we had Apple get involved and had iTunes set up some kind of streaming service, which, by the way, it should not be called iTunes anymore now that we have a lot of movies on board. We don't need to be calling it iTunes after this music stuff. Call it something else. Apple gets on board. Walmart's looking at some streaming service. If all these companies come together and try to make more products, we can better vote with our dollars. The company that does well will succeed, and the one that doesn't, that would be Netflix, would die a horrible death. Maybe Netflix is even looking at downsizing so they can be attractive to get gobbled up. Maybe they want Apple to buy them. I don't know what their whole plan is here, but I know this much. Reed Hastings, we did not misunderstand you.